Live. Hi, everyone. Hi, it's Atina. And what is today? Today is Melodic Monday, right? Melodic Mondays with Atina. That's what this show is about. And remember what I tell you all the time. I want you to get to know the people that have musicians and people who have had great positive effect on my life and in my musical journey. So, I am here to introduce you to three of my OGs. um, and number one OG is Mr. Troy Davis. Okay, Troy Davis, right down there, that man right there,
Oh
Mr.
wait.
Drummer, Mr.
Yeah, yeah,
MD.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, and then we've got Dean
What's up,
Parra.
Tina?
We got Dean Parra. Okay, he's guitarist and man, musical engineer, producer, all that good stuff. Okay, and then we've got Suge on bass. All right, Suge, Mr. Bassman, Mr. Bassman.
Slap the
So,
bass.
Let's ignite.
and then no, no, please no. Um, and they are the OG Groove Workshop. Okay. This is the group that has played with me for quite a bit. You know, I'm hearing like little clicky clicky clickers. What is that sound? Do we know?
Get your headphones.
Is it my headphones? Is it? Okay, hold on. Maybe it is my headphones. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on here. I'm hearing clicky clicker click 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 click. It sounds like somebody's eating.
Somebody's pet hamster.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here we go. I hope this
It's your
works. I
sparkle,
might.
Tina. It's your sparkle.
Oh, you stop that.
Tina, I'll try muting my mic and see if it's me, okay?
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much. I just want to make sure this is
I'll
not
be
me.
next.
Hello, hello, hello. All right, how's that? How's that? It was you, Dean. It was Dean. It was Dean. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hear any clickers anymore. Okay, I don't think so. I don't think I hear any clickers. Okay, we good. We good. Woo! Technical
There it
No, I
difficulties.
still
goes.
hear it.
Oh no, I still hear it. Okay, maybe it's me. Okay, hold on. Maybe it is me. Might have to pull up my headphones, y'all. I don't know. Sometimes this thing.
Dr. Davis, is that you?
Somebody sending a telegraph?
No, that's what
Stop.
it sounds like, right? Seriously, what is happening right now? Okay, Troy,
We've
why
been
don't you
hacked.
try muting yourself, babe? Let's try muting you. Try muting. Let's see what's going on here. I'll mute you. Let me see. Mute. Can I mute you? Okay. It was you. What? No, it's not. I'm still hearing it. You hear it?
Huh?
Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna talk. 'Cause I was hearing it. I don't hear it anymore. Okay, so I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, the three of you, for coming and joining me for today. I'm a little bummed that we can't do it necessarily live. Um, I have a friend who actually works in the hospital, and she has said that there were even more outbreaks over this past weekend. So, it's just better to be safe than sorry. Just keep us safe. But that doesn't mean we can't do this. And I'm so excited that we got a chance to get together and get this done. So, um, I want to start off by now. Basically, this is a interview. Okay, this is an interview. I'm gonna be asking you guys some questions, and I'm gonna be don't. I'm not gonna embarrass you. I promise. I promise. I promise. But I do want to ask you a few questions. It'll be a questions about you, um, about your history, your career, things like that, and then about, how you've kind of what led you to me, what led us together, like how did that all happen? So I want to start off with the OG. We're gonna start off, and I'll unmute you as we go along, okay? Because I want to make sure we don't have too much weird, crazy sounds, okay? All right. So Troy, I've unmuted you. All right. So you tell me how you got started being a drummer. What made you, want to want to truly be a drummer and really and play for just about everybody. You play for all kind of people, done all kind of things, been all over the place, you know.
I got a real quick question for you, Tina. First is,
Uh
how old
oh.
is your audience?
Oh, how
Because
old is my? All over the
go you
place. They range pretty. I have a pretty broad range. So
okay
anywhere
because
from late 20s all the way to 60s. 60.
do these people know who Lakeside is?
I'm sure
Do
they
they
do. I'm sure
do
they
they
do.
know who Parliament is?
I'm sure they do.
Okay. Well, I gotta because I gotta go back to groups like that had real drummers playing on records. I'm the generation of records,
Okay. And
so
these young ones are getting back to vinyl. They're like, "Oh, vinyl."
hey,
They're getting all
that's
into vinyl
fantastic.
now, right?
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. And so I mean, growing up, like you said, Tina, growing up on vinyl and listening to real musicians that were playing all the instruments, um, and the Jackson Five was like a huge influence on me. Um, and I was lucky enough to go to a Jackson's concert at the Great Western Forum,
Cool.
and it was electric, and I was probably about 10 years old
Okay.
when I saw them perform live, and Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett was the drummer then, who actually was about to go on the This Is It tour with Michael Jackson in London before he died. So Michael actually used a lot of his same musicians over his span of 35 years of his career or whatever. But seeing that drum set, seeing all the stage lights, um, the loud JBLs, that were in at the arena, and it was just electric in there, and I just absolutely, not only fell in love with the Jacksons group, but the music, instruments, and the arrangements of the songs were fantastic. Like that was the first time that I ever heard of a different arrangement other than what I heard on radio, or on the LP, and having like extended play or hearing like the additional longer longer songs or medleys and think like five-part medleys and things like that, come to live on stage. So that's what really got me interested in drumming, and begged my parents for a drum set. Finally got one, um, uh, trash drum set for $100, but I played it like it was worth $3,000. Yeah, I had that drum set for a long time,
Wow.
and it was falling apart and everything. But had that drum set, and then a few years later, I was able to save up a little bit money working at a barbershop and stuff like that, and got a real drum set, and it's just kind of on from there, and what got me to you, Tina, um, was uh, a couple of members that knew you. I think it was Greg Bowden that actually knew you and played bass for a choir group that you might have been singing in at the time, and
Actually, it was Jasmine. It was Jasmine.
that met. But how did you get pulled in? You were weren't you a part of that trio
Yeah,
group,
I was part of
boys?
Miaja. Remember Miaja? It was me,
Right? Yeah, you were part
Jasmine,
of that
and
trio
Mike.
group.
Yeah, yeah,
You, Jasmine, and Mike.
yeah.
Yeah, but did you know Greg at that time, or did Jasmine introduce you to
Mm-mm.
Greg?
Jasmine. I met all of you through Jasmine because I actually auditioned to be a part of that group. So yeah, and that's how I met you guys through her.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So and I don't want to take up too much time here because just me and the square, I could go on for to the
What?
duration of this show,
No.
but I just have to say, I just have to say, it has been a wonderful, wonderful music journey to be with you, Tina.
Oh.
I feel like we gel extremely well musically. I think we got each other right away when we first met,
Mhm. We did.
with music. And at any time that you say, hey, I got a show coming up, I need a drummer, I'm locked in with you. You know that, and I know how you vibe on stage. I think that you're an excellent vocalist and performer, and I just love playing drums with behind you on stage. So I'll stop with that and let my other colleagues over here speak. But yeah, and me knowing these two guys in the squares too. I mean, it's been fantastic, knowing them, and I've got a journey with each
I
one of you
know.
guys in the square. But I'll stop there and just say that I started drumming at a very young age. I still enjoy it to the age I am now, and I've had a wonderful career with you, Tina. So thank you, and thanks for inviting me tonight here to
Yeah.
join you.
Well, I had to. I mean, it was necessary. I was like, we was definitely gonna get together. Pre-COVID. We had already had our date
Yeah,
set and everything. We was gonna get together and do our thing. But
absolutely.
I still wanted to do this because I want folks to know who you are and how you've had an effect on me and my music career.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Shug, let's go with you. I don't know where Dean went. Oh, okay, there he is. I was like, where'd he go? Okay, so Shug, tell us
Yeah.
about you. What made you want to be a bass player? What made you get into that?
Okay. Well, actually, it was a gig. Um, there was a rap group that Dean began working with, and they were trying to assemble a band for their live performances, and they needed a bass player. And at that time, I was mostly a guitar player. So I got on. I had written bass lines and stuff for songs. I was a chief songwriter most of my life, and so um,
Is
when I
Suge
got on,
muted? I can't hear him.
oh,
Uh-oh, what happened?
Troy says he can't hear me.
I can't
Oh,
hear Suge.
I can hear
Oh, okay.
him. Go ahead, Shug.
Thank you, Troy. That's nice. You could have just pretended. Hmm.
Can't
Yeah.
hear him. I want to hear
Oh
Suge too.
no. Oh my gosh, what is going on tonight? Okay.
Okay, so yeah, and so Dean got a gig, and a lot of my gigs actually have come through my brother Dean, and then Troy too, and obviously Troy was the link between you. But what got me on bass was the a rap group, and it challenged me in more ways than music had ever challenged me, and still continues to this day. So I'm very grateful and thankful for that opportunity. I always thank Dean for that, and then and and that's what once I started getting into it, because of that challenge, it really just fueled something inside of me that made me really just want to try and dive in deeper and deeper. And I realized because I couldn't fake it, because bass playing isn't supposed to be heard so much as felt. So I had to like learn how to start trying to open up. And I'm still on that journey, obviously. But yeah, and the cool part is when Troy gave us a call for that show with you, and I think it was like we had maybe 2 months, maybe a month and a half to learn 40 songs you dropped on us, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And I got to learn all the classic lines that I loved but never played, and I think that is playing with you has taken me up to way higher levels as a bass player, as a musician, and the way I hear music, the way I feel music, and yeah. So and especially after, what challenged me most is because these two guys were always in my comfort zone. Seeing Troy, playing with Troy, you know, and then obviously Dean's my brother, seeing Dean, playing with him, and then us three always playing together. And we played in other acts. But when we started doing those shows at Tio's with new artists, and sometimes we, you know, all three new, I mean, I'd be with two other new artists I've never met before.
Mhm.
Those are the ones that really like took me to a new place because I was in such a comfort zone before with Dean and Troy. And so yeah, the relationship with you musically has been a boon to my, you know, everything, confidence, to my expression, to
Aw.
my articulation, and to my enjoyment, obviously, because I love playing the songs that we play. And then and then your command on stage, which is something that I know Troy has always sought for in a front person. You always brought it. And so yeah, and so you know, yeah, so thank you, and it's great to be here with all y'all.
Y'all gonna make me cry. Oh, stop. Well, I have to say, I know you've been uh I've been seeing you popping up here and there, and I'm like, look at him. He is like building relationships with all of these other artists. It's so wonderful. I
Oh,
think
thank
it's
you.
great. Oh man. Um, we've got some people who have said hi, too. Some folks are checking in and seeing. Um, saying hi and all. I don't know, to Jennifer, and we've got I think this is Mike. Oh yeah, Mike, this is one of your friends. Yeah, Mike,
Michael
you're
Queenie.
yeah, there you go. And Brian, hi Brian.
Good
Oh, I
money.
didn't even realize he was on here. That's great, Mr. Photographer. He's made took
Oh,
photos of us
Brian. What
quite a few
up,
times,
brother?
right? It's so good to see y'all. Thank you for tuning in. So anyway, so I just wanted to um ask Dean the same question, like, what made you what is going on with this sound? Okay, here we go. What made you want to be a guitarist? I know you and I've had private conversations about this, but I want other people to hear that.
Well, it's always a journey. Mine happened to start when I was about 6.5 years old, and that guy down there put a guitar in my hands. Actually, the guitar was so big though, I had to play it like with my thumbs and kind of lay it on my lap, But it was just something that I just kind of always was, just drawn to and figured out. And I heard it, and I would hear songs that grabbed my attention on the radio, and I would ask Shig to teach me, or ask my dad to teach me, or I would just they weren't around. I would try and learn them myself. And so my passion just started early on, and then it developed. There's been plateaus where you kind of grow real quick, and then you level off for a few years, it seems, and then you have to break out of those plateaus, and that's been the basis for my growth as a player. um, and I've always had like my brother out front to kind of do there, so I started playing in bands young, and it was always with my brothers, always with either Shug was in it and doing the guitar, and I was doing playing off of him. Troy would occasionally come in and out of our lives as a drummer and as a friend, and he was way out in Altadena, which is you know miles away when you're living in your little bubble. But because of that, I was able to network and meet some really good people that just helped me grow along the lines, and the experience that Shug had, the experience that Troy had, and ultimately I was jamming with Troy for years. In our band, we had a band with my sister, and Troy brought that funk to that band, and Shug was right there following along on the bass, and I had no choice but to do my research, learn some Prince, try to do some research and just grow. And so I grew tremendously just by virtue of playing off of funk funk brothers, you know what I mean? And then eventually I was, Troy told me that he knew a girl who needed a guitar player and a bass player, and I told her I'm not playing with anybody but Suge and Dean. So Troy put up a very persuasive roadblock there for Tina, and Tina had no choice but to bring us in. So thank you, Troy, for that muscle. And
Amen, brother.
I'll tell you what, it's been a journey, Tina, a blessing working with you. I have you pulled me into to your albums, and I've been fortunate enough to sit here, work with you, and just play off you, listening to you sing, and how you approach those notes, and I get to critique you, and you ask me what I think, and I'm like, what does it matter what I think? You're the singer, you know. But it's just been such a blessing to be able to like, bounce ideas off you. Why don't we try this? And then you'll try it, and yeah, I love it, you know. And so I think being a part of those albums and mixing, being able to mix those and record those with you, and every time we come into the studio together, it's just like, it doesn't matter how I'm feeling, what kind of day I had. At the end of the day, me and Tina both work long shifts, and then we come in and we do music at night. So she's not just a singer, folks. She is a worker. That girl works.
Put puts in the work.
I
Puts in
try,
the
man. I try.
hours, and when we finish, yeah,
Oh man.
and then we
And
get
when
up
we
and do it
talking
all over
about
again.
we talking about albums like a butterfly. Come on, y'all. No, come on now.
Oh
Love that
yeah,
album.
This was recorded in Dean's studio. Oh, so wonderful. And I tell you, yes, it's an EP and it's 6 songs. And Suge and Dean both helped me do I wanted to do something simple and acoustic, strictly acoustic. So because of Troy building a relationship with these two guys here, these brothers, I was able to put together this this EP release party. And when I tell you, I was like, first of all, when I first decided, I said, okay, I said, after my life took a turn, it changed on me. I said, okay, I took a hiatus for a while. I was still playing here and there, but throughout the years. But about five years ago or so, I had decided. I said I am going to hit music full force, and I'm not stopping. I am not going to stop. I don't care what happens. What I'm not going to quit, right? And I said I gave myself a year to finish this EP, and it was just a true blessing that Troy introduced me to you guys because it's a I mean, I didn't know that Dean had a studio. I was like, wait, Dean has a studio? What are you saying to me? Like, I was, wait a minute, hold on, So I was so excited because I was like, oh, I can go here and I can record my songs there. And I had released a single, Easy to Love You. I released that single and I worked with another uh, producer and engineer. But uh, me and Dean just I don't know we clicked. We didn't realize how much we clicked till we got in the studio. Really got in the studio, and we're like, oh, it just we just gelled so well. And um, I'd be like, Dean, okay, here's some more music. I guess he's like, you got some more songs, and I'm like, yes, got my tracks. Come on, let's go, let's go. Let's try to record these songs. Come on, let's get it going, get it going, get it going. And man, just being able to work with him and put this project together, it was so exciting and literally packed out the house. It was over 100 people there. And I was like, oh, and so of course, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do this again. It's time for another EP, right? I was like, it's time for another one. And, and I was going to do it in Covina. I said, okay, I got to get my guys together. We're going to do this. I had I was working on a date and everything, and now COVID happened. I was like,
Mm.
no. Literally had it all mapped out. I was gonna, I was looking to do like 200 guests or so, right? And I was like, okay, well, we did over 100, a little over 100 last time. Okay, yeah. Well, my fan base has grown quite a bit since then. So, yeah, I could do 200. Get this theater. It's gonna be great. No, no. But I'm still working. I still have I mean, pretty much the album, the EP is gonna be released anyway. Probably do something virtually. I've been trying to figure that out and work that out, but I now will. But I finally got back in the studio with Dean last week, and I was like, you have no idea. I think we both were like having withdrawals because we were Like, oh, I'm so glad to be here in the studio working. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you felt, Dean, but I know I was like, I'm so happy
I, I,
because
I ripped her mask off and I was like, give me a hug.
oh my gosh, stop that.
Ripped your mask off.
yes. So it has been so great. So tell me, I tell you, we've done so much in I don't know if you agree, but so much together in a short amount of time. Don't you think? I mean, we went from doing private gigs, and we've done some private gigs, yes, but um we've also done some Dean, I think that's you, hon. Is that you? Okay. Um we've also done some really great venues and some great concerts. Like what? Like we performed at the Rose quite a few times, right? So it's been at the Rose in Pasadena, and I think the the big start to that was when uh we were there for the first time, and I think that was when we opened for the who did we open for? The Come on, Troy, tell me.
Fifth Dimension.
The Fifth Dimension. There you go. Okay,
Fifth
okay.
dimension.
The
Fifth
Fifth
dimension.
Dimension. Oh, that was so awesome. And I wanted to kind of share that. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick because I was like really excited, and I said, oh well, actually, the first thing I want to do the first thing I want to do is I wanted to play a little snippet because the first we did our first music video together. A thing. Okay. Oh, okay. I was so excited when we put that video together, and that's off the Like a Butterfly EP. And Troy played Troy. I mean, not Troy. Dean played the guitar on that at the end, right? So I'm gonna be playing a little snippet of that too. But he was like, "Oh, it just made that song sound so awesome." And I remember when we were recording. I said, I know what I hear. It's a guitar. It's got to be an electric guitar right here. You got to play. It's like, okay, Tito, all right. It's like, no, you're not listening. You have to play the guitar right here. He was like, all right. It was so funny. He's like, okay, Tito, we'll do it. Don't do it right now. Get the guitar. Get it right now. He's like, okay. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But to see y'all, and of course we added Tyler in there. It was really just it was so fun doing it with you guys. And I'm gonna play a little bit of that. I'm gonna share my screen here, and I'm gonna show you because I want folks to see this, and I don't know if they can see it. Okay, here we go. Share my screen, and we are gonna do this. Oh, and you guys are gonna see yourselves really quick, but we're gonna fix that. Okay, can you see my screen? Y'all see that? And I'm hoping you guys can see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
Look at that. Who are these guys right here? Say, look at this band right. Who's this guys right there on the screen? What? Who are these guys? When I tell
Hey,
you,
put that on full screen mode right now.
oh, gotta put it on. Oh, here we go. Uh oh, can you see it? Oh, what? Yes, look at that man right there. Look at I'm telling you, when I tell you, we had so much fun. Look at that. Look at this band. Look at them. Look how clean they look on there, right? Oh, man.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Right? Oh, look at y'all. Oh, so awesome. And I tell you, look at this. Look at that band. I had to pause it, y'all. I gotta pause. Look at these guys right here. Look at us up there. I had to show this, okay, because I was like, look at us. Oh my goodness. I had to. Okay. I had to do that. I had to do that. I'm sorry. I just had to do that. Let me minimize this. We was bomb. Look at that. Like, man. I said, look at
That's
us.
good.
We're was so awesome, right? It was so much fun that day. And what did I do? I said, we just gonna get pizzas for everybody and let's just do this, you know? And then we shot the whole thing in one day.
Mhm.
In one day. Like,
It
oh,
was very good.
it was so fun. It was so fun. I had a blast.
It
Mhm.
So
was fun.
tell me, um, oh no, no, wait. Before I do that, see, I'm all over the place, y'all. Hold on. Y'all, forgive me. But I gotta play this part because I played it. I stopped it right at the part when Dean's playing the guitar. You gotta hear this guitar, man. You gotta hear it. I'm gonna play it. You hear that guitar? I said, guitar! There's a guitar right here. You gotta play a guitar. I can hear it. I can hear it. Now, I'm not a musician. I don't play nothing, but I know what I hear. And sometimes, because I know instruments so well and I know live music, and I feel it's a feeling that I get, and I'm like, guitar right here. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I had to play that. Oh my gosh. Okay. So my next question is, what are you guys doing now? Like, what is it that you guys are venturing out? I know that we play together, but not all the time now. Like it's almost like ever since we had we've had our few little big gigs, and we've had our our residencies here and there, that we've just like boom, all of us have taken off in different directions. But what are you guys doing right now? I'll let whoever wants to start off first with that. Look, Suge's like, okay, Suge, what you got to say?
Oh, am I on? Can you hear me?
You on? Hmm.
Okay. Uh, let's see. Well, right now, because of all this happening, the only gigs that are coming in right now is uh, again through my brother. I'm playing bass for Country Act, Shotgun Jefferson, and so we've been doing,
Shotgun.
yeah, so we've been doing some gigs in Arizona, Havasu, and I think we just got booked for San Diego. So that's
Okay.
what I've been doing, and I've been writing a lot. Actually, because of the country thing, I've
Good.
been writing some country, and then before all this happened, I was getting with another rock country group called Still Spark, and then Sarah Jane Aguilar,
Yeah, Sarah.
yeah, yeah, R&B
Aw,
singer.
she moved to Arizona. I was like, wait,
Yeah,
what are
that's
you
what I
doing?
heard.
What in the
Yeah.
world is happening? When were you gonna tell me this? I didn't even realize she was moving. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Aw. That's so good that you're writing. I'm so proud of
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yay.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Aw. Well, so you've pretty much, because of COVID, since COVID happened and everything, and we all kind of been inside, you've been basically writing.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, that's
writing.
good.
You're learning the ukulele, and
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay. Playing the ukulele.
yeah.
You got the babies playing the ukulele?
I got him dancing. I got him
Oh,
dancing.
I love it. Oh, he has two beautiful little girls, you
Thank
guys.
you,
Beautiful
thank
little
you.
girls.
Super
Yes, they are
blessed, super blessed.
gorgeous. All right. Okay. And so Dean, what you got going on since COVID and everything? What's been happening?
Yeah, yeah. So lately, this last weekend, all of a sudden things started popping again. So I just did a wedding with Tyler Barnell. He's a very, very good saxophonist who played with us. So that was really good. We had lunch together. It was fantastic. Um, Aside from that, I've got a couple students now. One, and they're both really, really talented artists and singers in their own right. One of them, Aaron Sky, who I just bartered services with. I'm going to teach him guitar. He's going to teach me how to sing. So I'm very excited about to learn how to sing and to just go to work, because that's something that I feel like has always just been lacking. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm gonna try and just develop some vocal chops so that way I can sing backing and occasionally lead. Uh, and then another student I'm working with is Steph Benz. He's a very, very, very talented young man. He's got like 70,000 followers on Instagram. Stephen Benz. Look out for him. He's catching fire. And then obviously I'm in the country rock band Steel Spark. We just got nominated for a Josie Award, which is located in the Tennessee area near Nashville, about 3 hours away. I'll be flying out there in September, and hopefully we were nominated for Band of the Year. So I'm excited to go with the Shotgun Jefferson team to go out to Nashville, and hopefully we can make some connections out there. Country is a million miles from where I started. I grew up in rock and Motown and all that stuff, and so now here I am country, and it's I'll tell you what, the people there are pretty special, very down to earth group of musicians, and the fans are God fearing people, which that calls to me. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I've got going on, and then occasionally Tina waltzes into my studio and makes me play the guitar too. So yeah, and it's just been really really a good wave back from COVID, and yeah, that's pretty much everything.
And you guys just went to Memphis not too long ago, pre-COVID, right? Y'all went to Memphis. Was it Memphis?
Nashville. We went out there
Nashville.
and we recorded a single.
Nashville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
we did it in one day, and it turned out beautiful. It really
oh,
did.
that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Troy. So what you got? What you been doing? What you been?
Absolutely nothing.
I cannot with you. Why did I know you was gonna say
Absolutely nothing. All
I
right.
cannot with you. A hot
you know,
mess.
um, yeah, COVID really did do a number on the music stuff.
Yeah.
I had a couple of gigs lined up, and then like you were saying, Tina, and everybody else, Suge and Dean too. And then COVID hit, and then we had to postpone stuff.
Mhm.
There were a couple of weddings and things like that were coming up that I was going to be working with Suge. Actually, one was with Suge. One was with Tyler Varnell
Okay.
coming up in the next couple of months. But so we had to just kind of shelve some things, and not knowing if you can hold a wedding in a social distancing kind of environment. It's just kind of
Mhm.
crazy. But I've been able to take this time just to keep my hands hot and practice on my own. I've got a 5-piece electronic kit that I've got set up pretty close to me at my townhome, and so
Okay.
I'll just keep my hands hot with that, and practice my rudiments, and play records or DVDs or CDs or whatever they're called nowadays. Um, play along with those kinds of things, and try to keep timing a priority. And I'm waiting for I've talked with Suge and Dean a couple of months ago, and I was like, we need to, the three of us need to get together and just kind of do some woodshedding a little bit, and
Mhm.
keep the timing together, maybe come up with some songs, and as the vocalists come through, write some songs for them and have some songs ready for them to go. But we haven't done any of that. I think on the on the real end of things, is really just trying to get people's anxiety a little bit down in terms of uh, getting together in a social situation, 3 or 4 people, and in close quarters, and trying to do it. I'm old school, man. I absolutely hate Zoom.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and although this is a great platform, Tina, and I really appreciate you bringing this together, which is kind of funny because when you approached us earlier to be a part of this, it was pre-COVID.
Yes, it was.
It
It
was
was.
it was pre-COVID,
Yep.
and I thought, you know, we get together, the five of us, and get together at a studio, play some music, and we're good. But then COVID hit, and people's anxieties got really really high,
Yeah.
and so I'm just hoping for the day that taking precautions is always necessary, and that's great, but I want people to be comfortable again, to come in at close quarters and be able to practice and play some music, because music to me is not just a hobby, or some pastime or ritual. This is a life commitment, and it's a part of who I am.
Right.
So
Right.
if I can't play, if I can't play music, it's like half of me is fucking dead.
Oh,
So
well, okay. Watch your mouth now. Watch the lyrics. Watch.
Sorry.
It's a
Well, that's
family
appropriate
show.
for this environment. So we ain't everybody's adults
It's
on
a
here.
family show.
So
Stop it.
Facebook knows what's up. Facebook knows what's up.
Do they? Okay.
But hey, but that's how I feel, man. It's just like, this is a real problem, and
Yeah.
I've got some other musician friends that are really really having a difficult time, and these are like really really good people and talented musicians, and a lot of things got put on hold.
Of
I've
course.
got a good musician friend that's lost over 100 grand
Yeah.
this year, that
I
that
believe
had
it.
$100,000 lined up. Yeah.
I believe
and,
it.
and can't play.
Yeah.
So anyway, point being that I would um, love to get together with people that are healthy, and start to get this thing going again. I know Shug and Dean are very very busy, but I love how we operate as a
As a
musicians
unit.
trio,
Hmm.
and creating songs and coming up with new vibes. And these two cats in here have a beautiful blend of retro. I don't know how to describe it, but it's sort of a retro disco, retro.
Funk.
Yeah, even like
Hmm.
rock, but I'm talking about like Beatles rock kind of
Hmm.
vibe, where it meets to today's modern
Hmm.
vibe too.
Yeah.
And
Have you heard?
it's
Have you heard?
really.
Have you heard Suge perform funky music? Yes, you have. Play that funky music,
Oh
white
yeah,
boy.
oh
I'm like,
absolutely.
look at
But
him.
their
He
but
be
their but
cool.
their originals their originals are fantastic. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that we can get together and continue on that
That sounds
on that.
good. That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Mm, yeah. Okay, well, I won't keep you guys too much longer. I just wanted to say thank you for joining. We I actually usually do a drawing at the end of this show. And I just honestly I just go in here and I randomly pick people who boom automatically um for them to win. And it's brought to us by toteyourstyle.com. Let me go ahead and put that on there on the screen. Oh, toteyourstyle.com. Up. And he's trying to just. Okay,
Yeah, drum
Troy.
roll,
Troy,
Troy.
you should do the drum roll. No, I'm just kidding. But I
Brrr.
don't. I don't know if you can see this. It's a pretty big. Did you say boom? What did you do? I can't with you right now.
That's a
Okay, that
I'm
is
using
not a.
some dynamics.
No, no. So this is not. No. So this is called a stash and dash. It's a huge bag. That's the top. Okay, nice huge bag is perfect for like for example, I have one and I actually put all of my sound equipment stuff in there. My cords and all that stuff is beautiful. It has pockets all around it. Okay, all around it, and it says, let me tell you what it says on it in purple. It says "Music for Life." Okay, you can't hardly see it. I know probably, but that's what it says. It says Music for Life. It's a beautiful bag. Um, and I want to give this away. I want to give it away. Uh, so let's see here. Who we gonna give it away to? Let's see here. I know. Since we've got some new people on here, and I don't know, is Mike married? Mike, how you say his last name again? How you say his last name again? I can't say it.
Talking about Mike or Queedy?
Yaquiti. Is he married? Is he
Yes.
married?
Is,
Okay,
is that
so
a
his wife.
proposal?
No, stop it. Stop it. Okay, so I'm thinking his wife would probably like the bag.
Oh,
Yes. So
maybe Mike will like the bag.
you think Mike? Oh, you think Mike's gonna like the bag? You think he'll like this?
Oh yeah.
He might.
He might.
You go
Ask
ahead.
him.
26 years. Oh, that's wonderful, Mike. Yay. 26 years. I wasn't trying to flirt with you, bro. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay, I just I promise. Let your wife know that. Okay, so
Don't believe her,
this
Mike.
bag is for you, okay, darling? So I'm gonna send it to you. So what I need you to do is I need you to message me your info, okay? So please message me your info. You get that stash and dash, okay?
Oh,
All right.
nice.
Congratulations. Yay, yay, yay.
Hey,
He said
Tina.
send it over.
All right, Mikey.
Tina, Mike and his wife, beautiful wife, Oral, were at your release party.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I
They
remember.
were
That's
there.
why I said I remember the name. And I was like, wait, wait.
Yeah,
I
they were
know that
there.
name. I know that name.
Hmm.
Oh.
They were kind
Yes.
enough to come out. Yeah, and support. God bless them.
Hey,
Wonderful. Oh, see, he said
It's
26 years there.
apropos.
Put that on there. 26 years married. You
Hey,
go
shit, we
ahead.
need to have dinner with them again. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. So, Mike, yes, please send me your info and just message me, okay? You're on Facebook. You can easily send me a message, okay, love? And congratulations to you. Shout out to everyone who's been on tonight, everyone who will see this, okay, afterwards, do a replay.
Yeah.
But
Thank you,
thank
guys.
you, thank you, thank you for joining. And Troy, Shug, Dean, you know how I feel. You know how much I love you.
We love you
Thank
too.
you. Virtual hug. Woo, 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 woo.
All right.
yeah,
I
Well,
love
we
you
got to get
guys
together
so
and
absolutely.
much.
celebrate very soon, man.
Will. We will
All
for
right.
sure.
So thank you for
All right. God bless
joining.
everybody.
God bless
This
you
will
all.
All right.
be up on YouTube, so look for it. Okay? Talk to y'all
Okay.
later. Love
Okay.
All
you.
right.
Mwah.
All right, God
You
bless.
too. See ya.
Bye.